I will step back and let Him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to Him. I will step back and let Him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to Him. Well, thank you all so much for joining me and studying A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students and the text. We're reading from the original edition, and I'm Willie from the Ozarks here on Sunday, June the 4th of 2023, Lesson 155. I will step back and let Him lead the way. There is a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. You do not change appearance, though you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene, your eyes are quiet, and the ones who walk the world you do recognize their own. Yet those who have not yet perceived the way will recognize you also, and believe that you are like them as you were before. The world is an illusion. Those who choose to come to it are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. The world is an illusion. Those who choose to come to it are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Yet when they find their own reality is even here, then they step back and let their reality lead the way. What other choice is really theirs to make? To let illusions walk ahead of truth is madness, but to let illusion sink behind the truth and let the truth stand forth as what it is simple sanity. This is the simple choice we make today. The mad illusion will remain a while in evidence for those to look upon who choose to come and have not yet rejoiced to find they were mistaken in the choice. They cannot learn directly from the truth because they have denied that it is so. And so they need a teacher who perceives their madness, but who still can look beyond illusions to the simple truth in them. Wow. If truth demanded they give up the world, it would appear to them as if it asked the sacrifice of something that is real. Many have chosen to renounce the world while still believing its reality, and they have suffered from a sense of loss and have not been released accordingly. Others have chosen nothing but the world, and they have suffered from a sense of loss still deeper, which they did not understand. Between these paths there is another road that leads away from loss of every kind. For sacrifice and deprivation both are quickly left behind. And I might point out that the Buddha taught that this middle path between extreme asceticism and sensual indulgence, which is the path of the middle path of Buddhism, and Jesus refers to it as the path between sacrifice, which would be extreme asceticism, and deprivation, which is just, sensual indulgence. But he says the middle path between these two is what the Buddha taught, and it's what Jesus is teaching here. This is the way. Between these paths there is another road that leads away from loss of every kind. For sacrifice and deprivation both are quickly left behind. This is the way appointed for you now. You walk this path as others walk, nor do you seem to be distinct from them, although you are indeed. Thus can you serve them while you serve yourself and set their footsteps on the way which God has opened up to you, and them through you. Illusion still appears to cling to you that you may reach them. Yet it has stepped back, and it is not illusion that they hear you speak of, nor illusion which you bring their eyes to look on and their minds to grasp. Now can the truth which walks ahead of you speak to them through illusion, for the road leads past illusion now, while on the way you call to them that they may follow you. All roads will lead to this one in the end. All roads will lead to this one in the end. Ultimate reconciliation. For sacrifice and deprivation are paths which lead nowhere, choices for defeat and aims which will remain impossible. All this steps back as truth comes forth in you to lead your brothers from the ways of death and set them on the way to happiness. Their suffering is but illusion, yet they need a guide to lead them out of it, for they mistake illusion for the truth. Such is salvation's call and nothing more. It asks that you accept the truth and let it go before you. And let it go before you, lighting up the path of reason, lighting up the path of ransom from illusion. It is not a ransom with a price. There is no cost, but only gain. Illusion can but seem to hold in chains the Holy Son of God. It is but from illusions he is saved. As they step back, he finds himself again. Walk safely now, yet carefully, because the path is new to you. Wow, catch that. Walk safely now, yet carefully, because the path is new to you. Just stay vigilant only for God and his kingdom. That's why he wants us to do those hourly reminders. So it's a new path to us. We want to watch and begin to change all the old habits. I like to think of it that the battle's been won, but there's a little fires that still need to be put out. Walk safely now. Habits of thought. Walk safely now, yet carefully, because this path is new to you. And you may find that you are tempted still to walk ahead of truth and let illusions be your guide. Your holy brothers have been given you to follow in your footsteps as you walk with certainty of purpose to the truth. It goes before you now, and that they may see something with which they can identify, something they can understand to lead the way. Yet at the journey's ending, there will be no gap, no distance between truth and illusion. Oh, no distance between truth and you. Yet at the journey's ending, there will be no gap, no distance between truth and you. And all illusions walking in the way you traveled will be gone from you as well, with nothing left to keep the truth apart from God's completion, holy as himself. Step back in faith and let truth lead the way. Step back in faith and let truth lead the way. You know not where you go, but one who knows goes with you. Let him lead you with the rest. Let the Holy Spirit guide you. Step back from your own figuring it out. Just be willing to have faith in the Holy Spirit's guidance. When dreams are over, time has closed the door on all things that pass, and miracles are purposeless, the Holy Son of God will make no journeys. There will be no wish to be illusion rather than the truth, and we step forth toward this as we progress along the way that truth points out to us. This is our final journey, which we make for everyone. We must not lose our way, for as truth goes before us, so it goes before our brothers who will follow us. We walk to God. Pause and reflect on this. We walk to God. He says, pause and reflect on this. We walk to God. Could any way be holier or more deserving of your effort, of your love, and of your full intent? What way could give you more than everything or offer less and still content the Holy Son of God? We walk to God. The truth that walks before us now is one with him and leads us to where he has always been. What way but this could be a path that you would choose instead? Your feet are safely set upon the way that leads the world to God. Look not to ways which seem to lead you elsewhere. Dreams are not a worthy guide for you who are God's son. Forget not, he has placed his hand in yours and given you your brothers in his trust, that you are worthy of his trust in you. He cannot be deceived. His trust has made your pathway certain and your goal secure. You will not fail your brothers nor yourself. And now he asks but that you think of him a while each day, that he may speak to you. And now he asks but that you think of him a while each day, that he may speak to you and tell you of his love, reminding you how great his trust, how limitless his love. In your name and his own, which are the same, we practice gladly with this thought today: I will step back and let him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to him. I will step back and let him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to him. Tell yourself that every hour of the day today. Take a moment to ask him which way to go, where to have your feet go, and who to say and what to say to them. And be sure to take your longer 5, 10, 15 or longer minutes every morning and every evening. Okay, I will step back and let him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to him. Okay, let's get that tick off of me. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at our text reading, and we're ready for, in chapter 16, the forgiveness of illusions. Section 7, the bridge to the new world. The bridge to the new world. So as you're turning there, what on earth is going on today? Audacity to Hope Day. Day to celebrate movements or movements and important landmarks in human history. And I'd say the giving of A Course in Miracles, we're going to look back in a few centuries and say, wow, that was a major landmark. Audacity to Hope Day. Okay, Children's Awareness Memorial Day. Doodah Day, which is a pet parade in Birmingham, Alabama every year. Hug Your Cat Day. International Day of Innocent Children Victim of Aggression. National Animal Rights Day. National Cancer Survivors Day. And you know everyone survives cancer, whether in this body or the other. You always are a survivor. Don't forget that. National Cheese Day. National Child's Day. Cognac Day, which is twice distilled white wine brandy, and it's named after the Cognac, France. National Frozen Yogurt Day. National Safe Day. Store your guns in a safe, locked place. Oh, and on that National Frozen Yogurt Day, if you're going to eat something frozen like that, sweet, like ice cream, I'd encourage you to go ahead and eat yogurt, because now you're actually getting some micro bacteria that's actually good for you. Old Maid's Day, a day to honor older ladies who have never married or born children. So I don't know if that's the best name for it, but there it is. Thank you, older ladies. Shopping Cart Day and Trinity Sunday. It's the next Sunday after Pentecost to honor the Holy Spirit. We definitely want to follow the Holy Spirit's guide. Brown turkey fig, the Ficus cavica. Let's look at it in the edible landscaping. The brown turkey fig. Brown turkey fig does well in large pots and fruits well in northern areas such as Long Island, New York. Very good against walls in northern areas. Brown fruit with amber flesh. Space 8 to 10 foot circles, zone 6 through 9. So, you can either grow those inside and grow them as a perennial and bring them in when the temperatures get down to freezing, or leave them outside and mulch good and let them come back up and the rootstock will stay alive. So you can grow them in, but it says these do good in pots, so bring them in and just keep them as a permanent plant in a nice bright sunny window in the wintertime. Okay, let's go take a look in our text. Oh, here I have one other thing. I've been wanting to tell you this for 2 or 3 days. The other side NDE, there's a Norma Edwards, and this is a 22-minute video on YouTube. The title is Woman Dies and is shown her past lives during incredible NDE. And she died from a pregnancy complication, and in one of her lives she was a slave and was afraid of being whipped, and in another life she was a white slave owner who whipped. Can you imagine that? Anyway, good story. The bridge to the real world. The search for the special relationship is the sign that you equate yourself with the ego and not with God. For the special relationship has value only to the ego. To the ego, unless a relationship has special value, it has no meaning, and it perceives all love as special. Yet this cannot be natural, for it is unlike the relationship of God and His Son. And all relationships that are unlike this one must be unnatural. For God created love as He would have it be and gave it as it is. Love has no meaning except as its Creator defined it by His will. It is impossible to define it otherwise and understand it. Love is freedom. To look for it by placing yourself in bondage is to separate yourself from it. For the love of God no longer seek for union in separation, nor for freedom in bondage. Exclamation point. For the love of God no longer seek for union in separation, nor for freedom in bondage. I just love Jesus' humor. As you release, so will you be released. Forget this not, or love will be unable to find you and comfort you. There is a way in which the Holy Spirit asks your help if you would have His. The holy instant is His most helpful tool in protecting you from the attraction of guilt, the real lure in the special relationship. So the holy instant, we need to learn to go into that holy instant whenever we feel a little uncomfortable, a little baffled. The holy instant is the Holy Spirit's most helpful tool in protecting you from the attraction of guilt, the real lure in the special relationship. You do not recognize this as its real appeal, for the ego has taught you that freedom lies in it. Yet the closer you look at the special relationship, the more apparent it becomes that it must foster guilt and therefore must imprison. The special relationship is totally without meaning without a body. And if you value it, you must also value the body. And what you value, you will keep. Remember, our value system is what we want to work with. Value the kingdom of heaven. The special relationship is a device for limiting yourself to a body and for limiting your perception of others to theirs. The great rays would establish the total lack of value of the special relationship if they were seen. For in seeing them, the body would disappear because its value would be lost. And so your whole investment in seeing it would be withdrawn from it. You see the world you value. You see the world you value. On this side of the bridge, you see the world of separate bodies seeking to join each other in separate unions and to become one by losing. When two individuals seek to become one, they are trying to decrease their magnitude. Each would deny his power, for the separate union excludes the universe. Far more is left outside than would be taken in. For God is left without, and nothing taken in. If one such union were made in perfect faith, the universe would enter into it. Yet the special relationship which the ego seeks does not include even one whole individual, for the ego wants but part of him and sees only this part and nothing else. Paragraph 63. Across the bridge, it is so different. For a time, the body is still seen, but not exclusively as it is seen here. For the little spark which holds the great rays within it is also visible, and this spark cannot be limited long to littleness. For the little spark which holds the great rays within it is also visible, and this spark cannot be limited long to littleness. Once you have crossed the bridge, the value of the body is so diminished in your sight that you will see no need at all to magnify it, for you will realize that the only value which the body has is to enable you to bring your brothers to the bridge with you and to be released together there. 64. The bridge itself is nothing more than a transition in your perspective of reality. On this side, everything you see is grossly distorted and completely out of perspective. What is little and insignificant is magnified, and what is strong and powerful cut down to littleness. In the transition, there is a period of confusion in which a sense of actual disorientation seems to occur. But fear it not, for it means nothing more than that you have been willing to let go your hold on the distorted frame of reference which seemed to hold your world together. This frame of reference is built around the special relationship. Without this illusion, there can be no meaning you would still seek here. 65. Fear not that you will be abruptly lifted up and hurled into reality. Time is kind. Time is kind. And if you use it for reality, it will keep gentle pace with you in your transition. The urgency is only in dislodging your minds from their fixed position here. This will not leave you homeless and without a frame of reference. The period of disorientation which precedes the actual transition is far shorter than the time it took to fix your mind so firmly on illusions. Delay will hurt you now more than before only because you realize it is delay and that escape from pain is really possible. Find hope and comfort rather than despair in this. You could no longer find even the illusion of love in any special relationship here, for you are no longer wholly insane, and you would recognize the guilt of self-betrayal for what it is. Nothing you seek to strengthen in the special relationship is really part of you, and you cannot keep part of the thought system which taught you it was real and understand the thought that really knows what you are. You have allowed the thought of your reality to enter your minds, and because you invited it, it will abide with you. Your love for it will not allow you to betray yourself, and you could not enter into a relationship where it could not go with you, for you would not be apart from it. 67. Be glad you have escaped the mockery of salvation which the ego offered you, and look not back with longing on the travesty it made of your relationships. Now no one need suffer. Now no one needs suffer. For you have come too far to yield to the illusion of the beauty of and holiness of guilt. Only the wholly insane could look on death and suffering, sickness and despair, and see it thus. What guilt has wrought is ugly, fearful, and very dangerous. See no illusion of truth and beauty there, and be you thankful that there is a place where truth and beauty wait for you. Go on to meet them gladly and learn how much awaits you for the simple willingness to give up nothing, because it is nothing. 68. The new perspective you will gain from crossing over will be the understanding of where heaven is. From here, it seems to be outside and across the bridge, Yet as you cross to join it, it will join with you and become one with you, and you will think in glad astonishment that for all this you gave up nothing. The joy of heaven, which has no limit, is increased with each light that returns to take its rightful place within it. Wait no longer for the love of God and you, and may the holy instant speed you on the way, as it will surely do if you but let it come to you. Let the holy instant come to you. And the last paragraph, 69, the Holy Spirit asks only this little help of you. Whenever your thoughts wander to a special relationship which still attracts you, enter with him into a holy instant, and there let him release you. He needs only your willingness to share his perspective to give it to you completely. And your willingness need not be complete because his is perfect. It is his task to atone for your unwillingness by his perfect faith. And it is his faith you share with him there. And atone means to make amends or reparations in the Oxford. So it is his task to atone for your unwillingness by his perfect faith. And in his faith you share with him there. Out of your recognition of your unwillingness for your release, his perfect willingness is given you. Call upon him, for heaven is at his call, and let him call on heaven for you. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Our little willingness is all we need to offer to the Holy Spirit. And we can do that by being consistent with our practicing every hour of the day. Today I will step back and let him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to him. And of course your two longer periods, morning and evening. I will step back, let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. For I would walk along the road to him. I will step back and let him lead the way. For I would walk along the road to him. I will step back and let him lead the way. For I would walk along the road to him. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to him.